Welcome, everybody, to the next episode of Arcades Anonymous. It is a blessing for you guys. I'm so stoked. We already have 101 comments, which is a bit overwhelming. We have a great show for you guys planned tonight. And I'm just going to bring everybody out right now in the back area. I want to welcome Ryan, the Garage Gamer, Brooklyn Menace, the Friday night iArcade show, and Steve Haywood from the Tech Buzz. All right, we got some crackling. I think that's you, Phil, but that's okay. Welcome, everybody. It's a huge blessing. We got tons of people commenting in the sections. I have no... all right, so I don't know. We have... I'm going to put that user in timeout. Okay, so first things first, welcome, Ryan, from the Garage Gamer.
Hey, what's going on, Dan? Thank you for having me.
Good to have you. You know, you kind of first came on my radar when you had a little snafu with some cabinet of yours.
Yeah, and gosh, I don't know if I should reveal the ending for that yet. I'm working on another video, but okay. I'll say
keep us in suspense.
I did receive something from Arcade1Up, and yeah, does my Terminator 2 get fixed? Does it not? You'll have to get subscribed to my channel, and you'll find out. Okay. Is that a good tease?
That's incentive right there. I'm not sure about that. That's good. That's good. Yeah, everybody, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the Garage Gamer. Please subscribe to Brooklyn Menace, and please subscribe to the Tech Buzz. Steve, you guys are awesome for being on here. Well, before we get too much further into it, I want to say hi to Bobby Vu. Thanks for joining us, man. Rishueldo, Biggie D, Dark Empire. There's a ton of people on here. Nerd Lounge Master, 84. We got Adam Kolb, we got BCB, which I haven't seen for a little while on here. Made in Canada, Carl O. We got Benny's McCoy. People are excited to see hi to Biggie, Andy's Game Room. I can't go through all of these right now, guys, because I want to get into the show, but I really appreciate you guys. Yes, Brian, we are family. All right, so let's go. I want to show this really quick if I can, because I'm so good at this. And I want to kind of highlight each one of you guys who are guests right now and kind of talk about really the history of why you started YouTube, how long you've been doing it, and just, you know, some of the things that you're doing right now. Ryan, you go first, because I guess I didn't highlight. Oh, I got to add that to stream. All right, this is the Garage Gamer. This is your channel. So walk me through this a little bit.
Yeah, so I guess I was on YouTube a long time ago, like 10 years ago, and I was doing like toy reviews and just kind of showing off my collection. And then I started like working really hard, like 60 hours a week, crazy, and I couldn't do it. But at first, when Arcade1Up came to the scene, I started an Instagram channel, and I believe I'm over 1,000 followers there. But I got bored with it now, so I moved on to YouTube. And I really just want to go out and make connection with a lot of you guys, and more than I was before. Feels like I was maybe more in the background, and I really enjoy making videos. And I'm not really in it to be like a huge, crazy YouTuber or whatever. I'm doing all these videos, editing them all on my phone, and I'm just putting myself out there and see what happens. And I've already made a couple connections with some people, some new connections that I never knew about. I made one of my best friends. I met him through Arcade1Up, and I think getting me involved back in video games. And it's not only I'm not only into these, but it's really brought me back into PlayStation and Xbox and Nintendo. I'm all about gaming right now, and I have a lot of hobbies. I buy a lot of stupid stuff, and I might as well share it with you guys. I'm blessed that I can purchase some of this stuff, but probably I shouldn't be purchasing it. So I have.
It's called an addiction, bro.
It's a balance. Yeah, and you know, some things you don't tell the wife.
Yeah.
So that's where I am. So I appreciate all you guys, and thanks for having me on again.
Awesome. I do want to say this. BCB147 says, I smashed the like button like PD7 smashes Hex dumbbells, and now my screen is shattered. So I don't know if you guys saw Phil's last video when he did the Goonies Never Say Die challenge, which I got to plug that. And I called Steve out, and I believe Brooklyn's been called out. but no response videos. I'm throwing you guys under the bus. I'm kidding. So, Steve,
I know he called me out in the video, but after seeing how jacked he is, like, I'm not going to be showing my arms in a video like that.
No, you don't have to lift weights, bro. That's not the point. Steve, no, on my first video, like if you go to my channel, I called you out.
Dude, I got a backlog of videos that I gotta watch. So you're like, there's like a playlist of videos of people that I have to watch.
No,
well, I don't get to until like a week later sometimes.
I always watch PD7 stuff.
Thanks,
in the morning, because he always posts the stuff like super early. So I'll see that while I'm driving into work.
It loads really quick in the morning. 4 a.m. It's just like it loads pretty quick.
Yep. Yeah, it does. I want to say hi to Matt, who's on here, Multicade Matt as well. So real quick, just so you guys know, if you're in the chat, don't take it personally if I put you in like a 5-minute timeout or something like that. It's just because this is all about positivity, right? This channel, what we're trying to do, and we want to be encouraging to people. We don't need to necessarily be, negative. So if that happens, don't get discouraged. That's just kind of a warning, if that makes sense. So, all right, Brooklyn, talk to me about your show. Talk to me about what you do. I'm going to highlight your YouTube channel. We'll go from there.
Hey, I'm Brooklyn. Nice to meet everybody. I've been on YouTube for pretty much since YouTube started. Started doing live content, I would say around the 2007 mark. I did probably one of the first Arcade1Up videos, but it was because my first Arcade1Up bricked like 10 seconds after I turned it on for the first time.
Which one was it?
Never thought about, always had a love of games, but never really thought about dedicating my channel to arcade gaming until the iArcade came around. And I'm part of the show, the iArcadians. I also have my own show on Friday nights at 10:35, the Friday Night Arcade Show. Basically just my time to like wind down, hang out with people that love arcade games, talk about iArcade, talk about pretty much any arcade games. And we also play the games together, do challenges. We just started a brand new segment called Game Fight. It's no fighting with people. It's basically the games are considered fighters and we're fighting all the games against each other, all the shoot 'em ups on iArcade. It's a segment that involves the chat room. So there's lots of there's wheel spinning, picking the games. We judge the games. If we can't unanimously decide on a winner between two games, then the chat room takes it, and whatever they vote takes the point. And it's a fun little segment I added.
That's awesome.
And hope to see people showing up, whether you have an iArcade or not. That's how we do the show. It's not it's an iArcade based show, but we all love retro games. So
yeah, the only problem is Friday nights. My wife owns me on Friday nights, so it's tough to get on YouTube for me.
I feel you. My wife owns me every night, but
yeah, that's a great answer. That's a wise man right there. That's a wise man. Okay, well, thank you for coming on. You're awesome. Now we have Steve from the Tech Buzz. Now I'm going to highlight your channel if I can and do this. Steve, how long have you been doing this? Why'd you do this? I mean, you've been in this game for 10 years selling Sassoon. No, I was quoting Notorious B.I.G., but you've been in this for a long time, man.
How long have I been doing it? Too long. Why do I do it? I have no idea.
No idea.
No, I actually started like Brooklyn. I started back in the heyday, and my main type of content is live, which is why I don't put a lot of emphasis in subscribers until recently. Like I've been really trying to build my YouTube channel. More or less like as a challenge, because edited video is not my strong point. Doing live production, I've been doing that for almost 20 years. Wow. And I originally started in tech, believe it or not. I started doing tech and tech reviews. And then it just got oversaturated, and I started doing more of the broadcast stuff, and people really latched onto that. And it wasn't until COVID, about a year before COVID, I think, I started getting all these machines and just playing with my kids, and somebody was like, you need to do video on that. And then I started doing videos on it, and then people started watching, and then the nightmare had begun. And my wife was ready to throw me out. No, I'm just kidding.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
But I do more than just the arcades. Like we do the show Game Time, and I don't consider it a home arcade channel. We talk about everything. Everything from real arcades to consoles to retro consoles, everything. And I'm envious right now of the Nintendo collection behind you, because I was like,
seriously,
I'm like sitting there and I'm going, man, I remember that. So I've been collecting a lot of consoles. I have a whole nother room. I have total 65 consoles right now, going back to the Atari 2600. Yeah, as I said, I'm like, so I'm an inbox collector, so I really take my time and get that stuff. So yeah,
awesome.
Enough of that.
All right. Well, I mean, I think it's important, I mean, when people come on shows, the people that so I did this. Okay, this is going to be way too much of a deep dive for most of you guys. But when I used to preach in front of like a couple thousand people sometimes, right? And when they would see me, they would put me on a pedestal, which is so not true, right? Because I'm an idiot, right? And you kind of have this where people place you on a pedestal. So when you come on shows, you become more, I guess, real. And that's what I want to do with you guys. And anybody who comes on here, just be like, no, they're just like us. They just been here for so much longer. Because a lot of these guys, especially with the Discord channel that we do, a lot of them are kind of just starting out, right? And it's been so much fun. And it's just been a crazy experience for a lot of us. So I do want to ask you guys this. And Ryan, we can start with you. What is your favorite game that you're playing right now?
Oh, dang. Well, I just finished Hogwarts Legacy, the main story, okay. But I'm kind of in between because Resident Evil 4 and what's the other? MLB The Show 23 is coming out on Fridays, and I need to go into the Diablo 4 beta again this weekend. So that's where I'm at. And then I guess Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
As I say, I saw you a lot on Moats. I think that you were on Moats Discord channel for a little while, right?
I did an Instagram stream maybe 2 years ago, and I was just playing the Street Fighter Big Blue, and he saw me. He jumped on and kicked my ass like 5 matches in a row. I'm like, okay, this Street Fighter is not my game, I guess, but I know I can do Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And as soon as it went live, I challenged him, and I'm doing the stream. So, all right, I'm going to jump back in, and I beat him 3-2. So I'm just going to say, I'm not.
Oh, dang. That's fight words. All right, Mike.
I'm sure he'll come after me because I'm not a person that I don't know all the Magic series. And I was just doing some research today on how to do Dr. Doom's air. Yeah, so like, okay, so you can do that. The game is very, I don't know what the word is, technical. Like, there's a lot of different moves you can learn, and with all the 56 characters, it's overwhelming a little bit. But
yeah,
I'm a defensive player, and I like the long game in the game, if you know what I mean. And like one of the matches, everyone ragged on me for picking Iceman. Oh, well, so whatever. Who won? So that's all I'm going to say. But the game, it's one of my favorite games of all time. So it's right up there.
Mike was telling me that he used 3 characters that he's never used before. No, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. He didn't tell me anything, so I'm just making that up. What about you, Brooklyn? What's your favorite game right now that you're playing?
Right now, I probably have to give it to the Light Brigade on PSVR 2. And close second would be In Death Unchained on Oculus Quest 2. Both awesome and amazing games.
Okay. All right. Well, now you know what's coming, Steve. What's your favorite game that you're playing right now? Are you playing games? Are you able to have time to do that?
Yeah, right now, I just picked up Kirby's Return to Dreamland. I really like that franchise, so I've been like addicted to that on my Switch. And I play Fortnite a lot with my kids, so that's probably like my second. That I put a lot of time into it. I grind a lot with that.
Okay. All right. Well, Phil, I haven't asked you any questions, or Mike. You guys have been silent the whole time, which isn't always the case. So why don't you guys tell me what your favorite games are right now?
Go ahead, Phil.
X-Men and Simpsons. We're having way too much fun playing it.
Yeah, you guys play that online. You guys
Mike and I just keep falling off the cliff over and over. It's great.
What's the point?
When you have unlimited lives,
Yeah.
Remember, it costs you
you're
a
not
quarter.
wasting quarters.
Oh, that is so awesome.
I actually started the bowling game on Golden Tee the other day. It's so addicting.
There's a bowling game on Golden Tee.
And you're gonna call me crazy for saying this, but that's why I bought that cabinet, just for that bowling game. It's unbelievable.
Okay, that's high praise for a bowling game. That's outstanding. Okay, what about you, Mikey?
I've been actually firing my N64 up a lot lately. Ever since a few weeks ago when I bought Cruisin' USA, because I was tired of not being able to play it on the arcade form. So I got Cruisin' USA. Ever since then, I've been busting out a bunch of my N64 games. I'm actually doing a run of Shadows of the Empire right now.
Yes, you
It's
are.
one of my favorite, all-time favorite Star Wars games.
That's so great. That is awesome, actually. I haven't been playing much. I'm not going to lie to you. The games I play are on my phone right now because I'm always in a doctor's office lately or something like that.
Candy Crush.
No, not. I play like Clash Royale. I know it's stupid, but whatever. But okay, so
just play Bejeweled 2 and you'll get those free Microsoft points.
3 Microsoft points. Nice.
Get Game Pass for free.
Hey, the reason I bounce back and forth between VR and the home arcade stuff so much is because who has time anymore to play these like 60 to 120 hour games? The same thing always happens. I'll get started in it. I'm all about the game. And then you get busy. Next thing you know, you haven't played the game for a few weeks. You go back in, you're far into the game, and now you don't even know what to do anymore. So I've given up on the huge titles, and I love just stuff that I could just pick up and play pretty quick.
Okay. All right. And are you going to continue to play Saints and Sinners?
100%. That's almost like a legit video game inside VR, but I'll probably play it in about like 1 hour at a time.
Okay. That's not bad. I mean, I got this. So Limited Run does a bunch of games for the Switch, and I love Limited Run. I love what they do. And I recently picked up, not 1980X. There's another kind of retro one. I've been playing that. I also play this game called Arcade Dreams on that. Have you guys ever heard of Arcade
I've heard
Dreams?
of it.
Yeah, yes. Where you basically build an arcade, and inside you get to play your arcades. And you have to, the more you play, the more money you get, and because it gets more popular. And it's a fun retro feel type thing. So
I bought that one, but I haven't even opened it. So that's my backlog.
It's a slow burn for me. You know, like it's one of those things where I could just put it on. I don't really need to think about what I'm doing, and it tells you what you need to work on next. So, what about Zelda? You guys gonna be playing that when it comes out? Oh man,
I still haven't beaten the first one. So
really? Yeah.
There's no point in going on to the second one yet. I'm not lying. I literally have a Zelda game from the Wii that's still sealed. I haven't even opened it yet. So that's how far back I am on my games.
Wow. I just want them to do the new Zelda game kind of like God of War. Like Zelda's been killed. Link is coming back. He wants revenge. And it's going to be like, you know,
Nintendo, listen up.
That's the game I want. Nintendo, you'll probably never do it, but
no,
just make it like God of War Ragnarok. I am totally there.
And then Zelda's a zombie. Zelda's a zombie. She comes back and tries to kill you. That's the end.
Yeah, you could do a whole thing.
Oh, that's awesome. So BCB says, I like that game, Dan, but I end up enjoying doing the laundry most. And it was like, what the heck am I doing? That's awesome. Yeah, so you basically take over a laundromat for Arcade Dreams, and you kind of like say, you know, I can make a lot more money with arcades. And yeah, there's issues there. It's a good slow burn. But the other games, I mean, I normally just play Switch games if I'm going to be in bed, because none of my arcades that are in my office are actually at my house. And we're going to be moving here in the next probably month or two. And so I just asked my wife, I'm like, is it cool if I bring a couple arcades into the new living space area? She's like, maybe not. I have a supportive wife. Yeah, seriously. No, she's actually incredible. In case she's watching.
So what would you take? What would you take home if you took any arcades out?
Well, so most of you guys don't know this, but right now I'm kind of housing B's Blitz, right? And I think he mentioned that on his B from Kongs R Us. He mentioned that maybe on one of his live streams. So I'm housing his Blitz. And so I'd take that home. I would also take the Star Wars pinball that I just got. I would probably take home Galaga, because that's just my jam. That's my favorite game of all time. And then probably my Pac-Man, which has Dig Dug. I like those styles of games. And probably my Probably my Pi, my Raspberry Pi game that I kind of opened up. So
And that could give you a little bit more room in the office then for new cabs.
don't say that. Don't say that. I got to run out of room. That's my that's not mine anymore. All right, guys. Okay, so let's talk about some stuff in the community that's happening in the community. First thing I do want to mention, I'm going to pin it, hopefully, because I always forget to do this, but I want to encourage everybody, if you're not on a Discord channel, Mike of All Trades has an incredible Discord channel. It's the very active one. I love that. Steve, also for the Tech Buzz, has a great Discord channel. You guys have a bunch of members. And then our Discord channel, which is better than everybody's, that you should join instead of theirs. So I'm kidding, Steve. But what's happening right now with Arcade1Up? And Ryan, you can kind of speak into this a little bit because you've had more experience. There's a lot of controversy surrounding the MVC2 online, of course, because everybody loves to complain, right?
Hang on, I think my phone's ringing.
Oh, really? Okay. That's totally a new one. All right, that's cool. That's Steve. You are an important man, dude. You are an important man. I get it. Have you tried? Anybody here besides Ryan tried the MVC2 online? No,
I haven't.
Nope.
Okay.
I never planned on playing it online, so I'm out of this whole controversy. I'm just happy to have the cabinet and stink on my own at it.
Yeah, I beat it from day one. I stated that, I was pushing for it for the people that wanted it. I didn't play it in the arcades online back then. I had zero interest in playing online. I'm not like a top fighter guy. So
yeah.
I remember you saying you didn't care if it was online or not. I remember
nope.
that.
I'm glad
people are
the
just
guys
so
that
good.
got it. I'm glad the guys got it that wanted it. Fight for the community.
Yeah.
But I could give I really don't care.
I just think a lot of the people out there are complaining because I think it's now obvious that it needed a better chipset than it has. And I think it was promised by John D or someone that there was going to be rollback, and I guess it looks like they tried to do that and were unsuccessful. Now they're doing another. I don't know all the technical things, but the community is up in arms about it. I guess I'm sure they're going to pump out another one of these with the non-riser deluxe version, and maybe they can do it. But my Raspberry Pi can pump out Marvel vs. Capcom 2 pretty good.
Yeah, me too. But not online though.
So
Let's be fair though. If they had given you everything that you wanted and everything that they promised, somebody would still complain about something.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is kind of like I don't know. It's
for me, the gameplay is actually really good. I'm not, like I said, I'm still learning some of the Magic series. I was playing some guy was playing Jill Valentine, and she was like comboing me in the air last night. And I was like, whoa, that's awesome. And I love, and I think my ping it went from the green to the yellow. I guess the red is bad, but it's really not for a casual Marvel vs. Capcom 2 player. I don't think you're going to notice it unless you have a bad peer-to-peer connection with another person. Yeah. So if you have a good connection, I don't think you're going to have a real issue with it. Now, if you've played this game religiously, I guess you're going to find things, and that's where it is.
Well, I think a lot of people would agree with you, Steve and Ryan. I mean, I think it's important to realize, like, this hits a demographic that is kind of completely out of my kind of purview in regards to, look, a lot of people, this is it for them. Like, this was their what do they call it? Holy Grail type cabinet they always wanted. And it's, what's up, stupid fat hobbit? So he says the rollout on MVC2 reminds me of the cars quota in the movie Gung Ho. They pushed out 5,000 cabs, but not all parts were working correctly, but they met our quota. You guys ever seen Gung Ho? You guys never seen the 80s movie Gung Ho? All right. I'm going to do a game here in a little bit about how retro are you, and you guys are going to fail.
Failed.
You know what the issue is with the MVC2
What's up?
cab is that it has like such an insanely passionate following behind that game.
Yeah.
But you've got to understand, like, if you really just want to like put it into perspective, like the cabinet's made by a toy company. So It's more. It's like they're not. I don't think the game is like their first focus. It's more about like making that cabinet and getting it out, and that's you have to look at it that way. So for what it is, it's not bad. Also, why take my word for it? I'm probably the only person that has that just plays the Super Nintendo games on it, like those 2 first games. That's what I play on it. So, but
all right, well, that works. That works.
you have to look at it that way. Really, it is a toy company. It's an expensive toy, but it is. So,
yeah, and it's a freaking arcade that we love to complain about. But I mean, okay, this has to be though in a caveat because it was promised right online, and it was they did a lot of people like Travis MVC. What is
Yeah,
Travis MCP. And I'll just say, Travis, I beat you like 4-0. So
wow. Okay. All
Hi,
right.
Travis.
But Travis himself was kind of talking about, hey, this is great, this is awesome, you guys are gonna love it. We've worked out all the kinks, and then we heard from the other guy, which I'm so not in the community, Justin Wong, Michael Keaton, yes, Ralphie. Justin was kind of saying, like we did all the things that we could, and there was kind of some excuses during the 1UP show that on reasons why they couldn't get it so it was perfect, and kind of making a lot of excuses that a lot of people weren't happy with, and that kind of goes back to what Steve you're talking about, is the happiness of our community is kind of seriously lacking, right? We're going to complain about everything.
Yeah, and I think, listen, Travis is in a tough position. I give him crap just like anybody else. I text him and he gives me crap back. But at the end of the day, a lot of work went in behind the scenes to get this to the point where we are at right now. And Travis has been fighting behind the scenes. Whether or not it was promised from day one, I think the community really needs to be thrilled with where it's at right now. And just, I hate to say it, you waited 6 months for it to get to this point. What's another 6 months to get it perfected? Or who knows? Arcade1Up could come out and be like, look, we know we promised this from day one. We know we promised it online. We realized after the fact that it was already shipping with these chipsets. We realize now, dang, we can't play this. It's not powerful enough. So here's what we're going to do. Everybody that bought one, we're going to get you an upgraded board at no cost, and it's going to ship out over the next 3 months. And then everybody will still find something wrong with that. But I mean, that could happen. I mean, I wouldn't put it past Arcade1Up if they've got enough cheerleaders. Yeah, I mean, I've never had a problem getting repaired parts or anything. I've sent emailed. I haven't done the influencer thing and gone to anybody. I was just like, hey, this broke. They asked for pictures and serial numbers, and they've sent me the parts that I needed. So,
yeah,
I don't know, man. I think they know if they don't do the community right, it's going to be war. That's plain and simple.
Yeah. And it kind of,
especially over that game.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That seems to be the linchpin right now on whether or not they're going to continue doing well in the future, potentially. I mean, weren't they supposed to release a cabinet in March? They were going to tell us about a title in March. Right. And that's what I'm kind of still waiting on. Like March is kind of almost over.
Well, but do the deluxe count as that though? Are you going to, maybe they're counting Mortal Kombat 2?
Now, unless I'm mistaken, now the chat can correct me in this, but I thought that they had mentioned a couple update shows ago that they were going to release an 80s title in March. I thought maybe I'm totally wrong in this, but that's what I was thinking. I thought, okay, well, at least we're going to get one title we can be all stoked about. We were kind of thinking, what's it going to be? Could be Qbert, could be some Robotron, could be. And I was like,
I thought that was the Fast and the Furious.
But is that even out yet?
It's not officially announced.
Confirmed it, did they?
That's when that summer announcement comes. So when they're like, in the summer, like that's.
I think that was their tease for March, and then somebody leaked it, and it was like, whoops.
It was going to be Ghosts and Goblins, but then they saw New Wave Toys is coming out with theirs.
Did it better.
So now they're going to wait. So,
Ghouls and Ghosts. No, they were going to totally reframe Ghouls and Ghosts because that wasn't on my Final Fight cabinet. Ghosts and Goblins is.
Right.
Yeah, Console Fanboy says D-Max said early 80s. Yeah, okay, so I'm not crazy. And I remember, like, it's one of those things where I was getting super excited. I'm like, when are they going to – I thought they were going to possibly announce it, but then I saw Justin Wong. I'm like, it's going to all be about Marvel vs. Capcom 2, which is great, which a lot of people want to hear. But I was yeah, I'm still hoping for that early 80s cabinet. Now, what could they do? What do you guys think they could do for an early 80s cabinet? I mean, that's kind of up there. Given
People
the
are
fact
putting Qbert. You're saying Qbert. I mean, that would be the obvious choice to me. That Robotron. Well, see, the thing is with Robotron, if they're saying 80s, Robotron's 90s, and then Robotron's 80s, but you'd have to put Smash TV on it or something like that, and that's 90s. So
let me ask you guys something. I know y'all want Qbert. I know there's a big thing. What do you pair that with?
Exactly
because of the gates. Like, I personally think it's going to be Zaxxon. I think
Zaxxon's
saying
Congo Bongo.
Ooh, Congo Bongo. And then just do what? 2 titles?
No, because you got Qbert 2 and then you got Qbert Cubes. I mean, you could put all that stuff on there. And I don't know if Qbert Cubes was Gottlieb, though. Was that Gottlieb also? But a Zaxxon cabinet, I would buy that. Well, I would hope I could get that day one. You know, I mean, I would actually probably pre-order that one because I would want that so bad. Getting bodied is part of the fun, though, BCB. I didn't read the rest of that. But Qbert, I think a lot of people really would love to have Qbert. Jurassic Park shooter, all 3 games. Corner K, don't listen to him. He loves 90s games. I'm more into the 80s. Okay, Danny? Like, come on, give me a break, man. Congo Bongo, yeah. Zaxxon would be awesome. What other game would you guys consider an early 80s title that hasn't already been put out? You know, I mean, because then they're getting very niche. They're getting very specific, and it's not going to appeal to the masses. So they kind of have to do it like they did Dragon's Lair originally. You know, so I don't know. Zaxxon's a good call. The controls aren't different.
What?
You know? Go ahead.
I think if they did a Qbert cabinet, it would be a limited cabinet. They wouldn't roll it out like a huge run of it. I would say 500 maybe.
Yeah.
But I think they'd sell them out.
Wow.
Almost like a Burger Time, like they did with Burger Time.
It's going to be Frogger Deluxe.
Frogger.
Oh no!
I know that's what Michael B wants, so I'm here for you, Michael. Get that Frogger Deluxe.
Frogger Deluxe. I would die. I'd be like, come on, man, come on.
Oh, that would be a good cabinet. Corner Kate says off road. Ivan Ironman Stewart's off road. I would get that
with the 3 wheels.
Oh,
with the 3 wheel, dude, that would be a killer cabinet.
Yeah.
We'd have
okay,
so much
but
fun with
wait.
that.
Did you see? And I've pushed his show a lot. He doesn't have that many videos, but Maker Mania. Did you see him remake and do his own off road? And I was like blown away at how gorgeous that thing was. You know, like that would be awesome.
It's probably another Pac-Man.
Probably.
Yeah.
That would be
Right
my guess.
Ralphie says Super Pac-Man Deluxe.
No, see, we got another fan. See,
yeah, no, he's nice, being sarcastic. Cogs knows titles.
Sinistar, that's a good one. Also, Satan's Hollow would be great.
Yeah.
Here's when you're gonna know it's gonna be the final Pac-Man cabinet for Arcade1Up. Mark my word on this, but it's never gonna happen. When they finally put Pac-Man and Ms. Pac-Man on the same cabinet, that'll be the final one.
Yeah, that's probably true. That's probably pretty true. They'll never do that though.
Gorf would be great, yeah.
Gorf,
and they already have Gorf.
But
Gorf is on the Defender Partycade.
But they said it was never announced 80s, right? So if you're going to count that Defender Partycade, anything that was on there, like this is a totally new 80s cab, the way that they made it sound.
So it's going to be.
So I'm saying that's why it can't be Robotron, because what else are you going to mix with Robotron? It's a twin stick. You'd have to go into the 90s to put anything else on there, like Total Carnage and Smash TV.
That would be an awesome cab, though. Those 3 games, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're going to start putting Super Nintendo games on it full time. And
that's where I would start
disappointment.
finding space again if they came out with that cabinet.
Oh, for Super Nintendo games? Brooklyn?
No, Smash TV. Like,
oh yeah.
I just have such great memories of playing that game in the arcade.
Yeah,
Robotron's great.
I played Smash TV a lot more than I played Robotron because Robotron was early for me, and they weren't in a ton of the arcades that I went to. So now when I go to the retro arcades, that's the first game I look for. That would be awesome. This is okay. So this Champ 13 says this, and this I think has the most validity. All right. So track and field. Now everybody's like, oh, the buttons are going to break, whatever. But besides the jankiness of the controls that they come out, and they aren't that great, we all can agree with that. They work fine for the casual gamer as well. But track and field, there was someone that put out a track and field release in Australia because they were a store that held Arcade1Up, and this was like last year. And I feel like they kind of, there's a great potential for track and field, in my opinion. How do you think that would go over in the community?
I remember when you couldn't even get in front of track and field. Like, it was the biggest game. Yep. I remember it being in a laundromat, and somebody was always on that game. It was just huge. Like, people were figuring out ways to like really hit those buttons fast. So, but I don't know, like, do people, anyone that's like not in their 40s, late 40s, even know about that game?
Well, I mean, it was on the NES, right? So it was revived, but I mean, I'm in my mid 40s and I played it in the arcades. I think it would be great because it's so different than the rest. And it's kind of hits that sports niche. I don't know, Mike, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I was just wondering what you would pair with it. You know, is there multiple versions of track and field?
No.
But there's a second one, right? There's a 1 and 2, isn't there?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. What about
it's just all buttons too?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
And would Walmart pick it up?
It's got to be a direct. It's got to be direct.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think it'll be direct. Maybe they'll do it on Shop Hippo, but that's about it. Like they did with Star Wars. Okay, let's see this. John D mentioned there's some leaks that never were real. Oh, really? Are you just covering for them, B? You have an inside track there, so I don't know. I'm kidding, B. I'm just kidding. Kevgrat says those buttons would break in about 2 weeks.
Yeah, but you know, everyone would upgrade them day one anyway.
Day one.
Yeah, it's so easy to swap out the buttons.
It is
really
so
is,
easy.
If you haven't tried it.
Oh man. Yeah. Double Dragon Arcade1Up store in Florida. I wish they would go back and give us that leaked Universal pinball from a few years ago. I'd love to have E.T. Jaws Back to the Future along with those 3 Jurassic Park tables from Zen. Yeah, I think the rumor is they aren't doing any more pinballs for a while until they can make it cheaper. There's a lot of Konami sports games that could go with track and field. Okay. All right. Kev Gray is in the house. Let's see. What does BCB says? They had a sequel and an army training version. I can't remember. Problem with track and field is lack of mass appeal. That's where they would have to do direct to consumer. And they wouldn't lose money. I think if they got pre-orders, then they would just make that many.
Just don't pre-order from Arcade1Up.
Right.
Why is that?
He got hosed.
Oh, you got your Marvel versus Capcom.
Yeah. If you don't know the story, in short, I pre-ordered I never pre-ordered from Arcade1Up ever, and I was like, all right, I'm going to do this. Yeah, 4 months later, after everybody, Walmart and all these other places got it, I finally got it.
Okay, and they probably were selling it for cheaper than what you pre-ordered it for.
Well, it shipped a lot quicker. That's for dang, and they didn't charge me shipping either. They wouldn't have. So.
Yeah.
So don't pre-order from Arcade1Up. No matter how much FOMO they try to tell you that you can only get it from here. Walmart will get it. Target will get it. So you can get it from them.
All right.
I'm never pre-ordering again.
Really?
There's no reason.
Probably not. Yeah, I probably wouldn't either.
There's no reason. Okay.
Unless it was the Star Wars trilogy.
But you know what though? Fast and the Furious is one that I'm actually contemplating pre-ordering it from like Walmart or something.
Yeah.
Only because I love that game. Like
really?
I cannot.
I know.
Oh my god.
If you really love it, then
it's gonna be there. I'm gonna wait till Best Buy so I can pick it up.
Yeah, dude, that game, that's like my Marvel versus Capcom 2. Like that.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
100%. I want that day one.
That's gonna be an awesome driving cab.
Yeah, it'll be. I mean, I'm probably gonna wait. You know, I'm gonna see B do a review or you do a review. Like I'll wait and see. You can let me know if it's any good. I'm sure it will be great, but to me, I'm still a little. I'm on the fence, you know, because I have the Outrun cabinet and I got the upgrade from buystuff.com.
Yeah, that's gonna hold us over till this cab comes out.
Well, yeah. I don't know.
I'm fine not getting any new cabinets. I actually can live through the rest of you out there in YouTube land watching your videos, and I just enjoy watching you guys enjoy like the cabinets and putting them together. Honestly, I'm good. I filled up my space and that's it. You know, I like to have an arcade, but I also like it to look nice. I don't want it to become where it becomes a cluttered mess. Yeah. So I'm done.
Oh, I'm gonna.
That's why I love the iArcade. I get my new game, good, bad, whatever, every Friday. I'm excited. You know, something new drops, and I get that. If not, I love the back catalog on the iArcade. I got more arcades this way. I got the @games with a couple of thousand games in that. So It's like, how much do you need, really?
Yeah.
That's why I was laughing. Like we literally like excited for stuff that all of us already have it in one form or another. But it's like we're waiting years and speculating and all this stuff. Is it going to come out? And we already have it.
Yeah.
And on the at games, once you put the bit LCD on it in your arcade and it's dark in your arcade and you turn it on and that thing lights up, it almost like becomes every cabinet of whatever game you're playing.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. I do. For me though, part of why I got so many and why I want to continue to grow it is because of the feel of an arcade. And I think that's what a lot of people are searching for, is not necessarily, so you're a gamer. I mean, that's totally you, Brooklyn. I love it. I love watching you play games. I love all that stuff. And it sounds like, Ryan, you're a gamer as well. And Steve, you're a gamer. But for me, when I got into this, the reason why is purely for nostalgia. I was searching for that nostalgia big time. And I wanted that feeling, almost like an emotional feeling that I got when I'm in my office alone. I turn on all these lights. I turn off the rest of the fluorescent lights. And then I power up all my arcades. And to me, it's a time warp, right? And I love playing them. I love it playing with them with other people more. That's why I got Blitz. But I don't know. That's kind of why I do it. And so I'll continue doing it. And I wanted my kids to experience that because there's nothing like that around us anymore. Like that was so important for me. I got these for my kids because I remember getting Street Fighter 2 for the first cabinet I ever got. And that just changed everything. Like that just was like, okay, I can do this now. So
yeah, I mean, if I didn't have people coming over here every weekend, I understand Brooklyn's point. If I didn't have kids, I wouldn't own this many. It'd be pointless.
Yeah.
You know, recreating an arcade experience for people, family members, when they come over on holidays, just seeing that their face light up when they see their favorite cabinet or their game that they've never, they haven't played in years. I don't care who makes it. I don't care if iArcade makes it, at games, Arcade1. I don't care. It's just like we were talking about our favorite games earlier this evening. Not one of us said, oh, it's for this system, and you have to play it on this system. It was like, that's the game that's our favorite right now. And we're playing it. Right.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I look at this. Like, I was just like you, Dan, I'm building an arcade.
Yeah.
That's what I want. That's why, I'll have to rotate. Like you said, Brooklyn, I don't want it cluttered down here. So I will have to rotate some cabinets out and but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
That's part of the hobby, is you're going to have to part with some if you're going to keep getting them. I mean, that's what we
part of the Arcade1Up hobby. You're going to have to part with them. It's just how it is. And every one that I bought, I did not buy them with the intention of getting rid of them. So there's a point where it's like, okay, well, unless I, start taking over another part of the house, which is not going to happen, I can't get any more. So I just have I have to live through the rest of you.
The iArcade will come out with their platinum edition that'll trump the gold edition, and you'll want that. So that's when you'll trade it in, Brooklyn.
Yeah, that could be true. Could be true when they get 4K, just like
Brooklyn, when do you think about the light guns? What do you think the time frame is?
Well, I was one of the person that got to play the light guns. I was over at iArcade for the Game and Brew, and it played perfect back then. What I think that's going on is not that the light guns aren't ready to go. I think they had to remove some stuff out of the game, and now that has to go back and get approved. So I think they're stuck waiting for approvals on stuff, not on whether or not it's going to work or not at this point. But I can tell you, if it played great. I got the send in as soon as I got the gold, because it just made sense when you saw those USBs in the front, and knowing that Glenn was kind of partnering with Sinden, I got it. And that was way before they even made that announcement.
Yeah.
And look, if all else fails, if you get a send in, you could hook it up, if you want to do the extra work, and you can play whatever light gun game you want in other methods. Me, I just want to plug it into iArcade and play on there. So
when that firmware
I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah, the firmware, the current firmware that just went through added the Sinden support. It also fixed some other issues, increased the difficulty on Warrior Blade, and supposedly speeded up some connections online.
Nice.
Well, that's one thing I do. I mean, I've always wanted to say in regards to iArcade, I really want one. In fact, when Bobby Vu was saying, "Hey, I'm going to give away an iArcade on your show when you reach 1,000 subscribers," I was like, "Can I just have that for myself, selfishly?" But he's like, "No, it's not how it works." So whatever, I'm just kidding.
I love when I see people in the community getting them. I know there's lots of jokes about it, but I've never made up my excitement for some of these games. I just love it. Like right before the show, I was playing Assura Blaster, just having a great time. And I'm bouncing back and forth between the iArcade and the ad games, like doing a comparison. It is just hands down. It just plays better on the iArcade to me. I just love playing shoot 'em ups, and I just love that cabinet. It's the first thing I turn on when I get home from work every day. Is I pop on both my arcades. What
I've found, like with Papa Brad, my interaction with Papa Brad, like it seems like the games that you have on there are just fun, right? And we can, there can be jokes around like they aren't legit games. They fully are, and they're fully fun. It's just like any new game that we get. If we haven't seen it, if it's fun, you're going to play it. If it's not, you're not, and I love the options that iArcade offers. I think that's something that's really powerful, but I would like to see them do Syngun, light gun technology,
but going back to like what Steven said earlier, I watch his show. I love his show. So I know his opinion on iArcade. He's not exactly 100% happy with it right now. But iArcade is like what he was saying about Arcade1Up. No matter what they do, someone's going to be disappointed. Because what do you think? Like I was telling Brad, what do you think what's going to happen when Operation Wolf finally drops? Yeah, everyone with the gold is going to be happy, but everyone with the Gen 1 is going to be complaining that day. So
yeah.
Someone's always going to be disappointed.
I had higher hopes with the arcade of being more of the modern games. That was because I know John had originally talked about that in the beginning, and then I got disappointed when they started rehashing ones that I already have on other cabinets, like Arcade1Up specific cabinets, and I'm just like, dude, I can play this elsewhere. I'm not going to spend another $8 to buy Double Dragon for the 80th time.
Yeah.
Right. Nintendo's already got my wallet for that. Right.
Yeah, they do.
So I love Jong. I love his attitude. I love his business. I think he's the best CEO in all the home arcade market. I think we could all agree with that. Right.
Yeah.
That man will give his shirt off his back to make somebody happy. Right. I just feel like the games where they're at right now, for me, okay, it just, there's no excitement there for me.
Like Saturn?
It sits here and collects dust, man. Like literally.
Dude, you got to play Saturn. Did you try that yet?
I've played, I think the last one that I played was the black and white Halloween one that I thought was kind of interesting.
I like that.
I played that
I think for a holiday
game,
game, that's a great one.
That was
which one?
That was a lot of fun. It was the one where it's pushing I think it's the beer bottles down the conveyor belts or whatever, and you have to grab them. It was black and white, which was kind of
Once Upon a Time on Halloween.
Yeah,
it's called.
I thought that was interesting. I thought that was it kept my attention for a couple hours.
Okay, so real quick, MG's asking which one of you fellas is Brooklyn Menace?
The guy with the red microphone.
No, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true.
That guy looks like a menace.
He does. He was a menace apparently to Moat for a couple games. I don't know.
Yeah.
He was talking trash. Okay, well these things. I mean, I think we talk about this a lot. We talk about the difference between iArcade at games and Arcade1Up. I know there's a lot in there. But what do you guys think about the New Wave toys released today for Ghosts and Goblins? Now, I want to hear from Mike because Mike is stupid excited. It's awesome.
Yeah, I already bought it. I had it in my cart. I checked it out. I was like, oh, it was almost $200 for shipping and all that, included. And T from Star Wars Arcade, he's like, no, you use this code, you get, I think it was $35 off. And I was like, I'm in. I bought it.
You get the blue or the black one?
I got the original.
You got both.
I almost did because I couldn't decide which one I liked better.
Dude, that is exactly why I'm not even getting started. And I'm not. I
That's
love
the first
those
one
things.
I've ever bought. I've never bought one before.
Once you get one, then you're gonna want them all.
I know.
Well, I mean, kind of. I mean, okay. So I was talking a little bit just online with B a little bit, and he's like, "Are you excited?" Or I was like, "Are you excited about the Ghosts and Goblins?" And neither one of us have that much nostalgia for it in the arcade, so I'm not getting it, even though I have 5. Right. I'm not getting it. I'm not chomping at the bit to get this because I have it on my Final Fight cabinet. So
that's why at $200 I was kind of skeptical. I'm like, I could probably find a Final Fight on Facebook Marketplace for $200, and
yeah, which is
There's a guy that owns 4 of them. I will say, like once you get it, it's kind of like you have a piece of history.
yeah.
it's kind of what I'm hoping. Maybe it's valuable
Because that game is hard as anything.
It's one of the hardest games out there.
So trying to play it on a little arcade is just
impossible.
And Mike, if you can end up like getting past the first level on that, playing on that little thing, I want you to film that because I want to see that.
No, what's great about those is you hook up your HDMI to the television. You just play through that.
You're still using those little controls though.
Look, I heard if anyone can beat that game on that little screen, you're going to get every future release for free.
Oh, it was hard enough to beat it on the emulator with save states.
You can hook up an Xbox controller to it and the 8-bit Do arcade stick to the Street Fighter New Wave toys.
Ryan, don't tell him that. I want to see him use the little sticking buttons.
I'll just tell everybody that I did it that way.
But hey, I just want to say I bought 2. I bought the Street Fighter and I bought the Tempest one. They're just collecting dust on my shelf. And actually, I had the Street Fighter one fall on the ground in my garage, and like the sides, like completely, man. I don't know,
really.
Like, they went like that. So I
can't handle abuse.
I have one of my videos. I went to PRGE last year, and there was a New Wave Toys booth. The Coke machine. That's the beautiful one that you guys should be looking at. I think that looks beautiful. I saw it in person. They didn't have this new one, but that Coke machine looks so.
What does it do? Is that just for looks, more or less?
I think it does. I can't remember if it holds an actual can in there or not, but it does have little tiny.
Oh, really?
It looks so cool on the show.
It's a working refrigerator. It holds 2.
I have the change machine that I use on my desk because it has like 10 USB ports on the back that you can use to charge your controllers. You can use it for like a wireless charger for your phone.
I got that too. Yeah.
That thing is killer.
I thought the little boombox was cool looking for a speaker. Do you?
Yeah, I have that. It hooked it up to Bluetooth. I'm like, the bass is lacking, but it's still so much fun.
It doesn't pound like an old boombox.
When PD7's completely out of space, he's going to buy those and just wedge them in between the cabinets.
Yeah. No, those are great. Those look cool in a room. I mean, if you got them all.
Real quick, Phil, if you actually do get those, be careful because you have such huge arms. You know, when you're collecting, when you're doing it.
Curling those.
Yeah, you might. He's gonna break the whole stick off.
Especially if Ryan can drop it, you're gonna crush it like Hulk. You know, that's awesome. Come on, Phil. I'm kidding, dude.
I know. No, I'm changing subject. I am like completely thinking about Golden Axe. Like I'm taking everything of me not to buy that thing. It's still at $399.
It's $399, but also what Console Fanboy was telling me, or I think one of you guys was telling me, was that Shinka Hadouken is $399 right now.
$397, like at Walmart. $397.
If it's not $399, it's $397. I have to get it. You know, like
I mean, somebody has to get that. I mean, the beat 'em ups on there.
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, real quick, Cornercades asks, guys, do you think Arcade1Up will stop making 4-player cabs because we are running out of room? You can fit 2-player cabs for the size of a 4-player, double sales for them. I mean, potentially, but they also have the upgrades that you can do right now that I've seen on Etsy, where you can actually just buy the 2-player version of that game, like for TMNT.
Maybe they can figure out how to make it where it doesn't stick out too far. Like they can kind of like contour it a little bit, make it come out further for the 4 players. I don't know.
Just do like Multicade Matt did. Just take a saw and just chop off the half.
That Golden Axe, that is literally would probably be my favorite cabinet, but I just can't do the 4-player control. Number one, I'm never going to play 4 players, so those wings sticking out is just taking up precious space.
Yeah, I get that.
That's Dan, you know that the left controller like does everything though. That's a weird cabinet, isn't it?
Yeah, it does do everything, but once you start the game, if you press the 2-player start button, it'll only be the 2-player that's playing. So I have it all because I have all my junior hires and high schoolers coming up here, and then my son, who's done with high school, sometimes will bring a bunch of his crew up here to play them. So they all love them. They love NBA Jam, I think, the most. But
John D said, "Just get a bigger house."
Just kidding. Of course, he said that.
True.
No problem. I'm in Southern California. No problem.
We need room for
that won't cost too much. They look awesome. You guys that set them up kind of like 3 of them in a circle, that looks good. But I just don't have the type of room to do that because I'd give up my like little studio area for that.
I got a little area in my office. So I have 3 rooms up here for my office. One for the junior high and the high school meets in my office area, and then like an intro area where I put like 9 or 10 cabinets. In my office, I don't have any in there because I'll get too distracted. But I have the New Wave toys, and I got all 5 of them in that circle with the 2 carpets. It's beautiful. It looks great. But yeah, I don't play them. I play the only one I play with a controller is Qbert, hooked up to the TV, so you can do that as well. So. $3.99 go. I'm really behind on all these. So guys who are in the chat, I'm sorry if I'm not able to get to your questions. Why does the stream need so many moderators? We got 50 people watching and 45 mods. Because the mods are from my Discord channel. Oh, that's awesome. The Discord channel is the crew that we're building. It's on Outrun the Neon Sun on Discord, but anybody who from that Discord, I usually try to make them a mod, which is good. But because I trust them all. So anyways, John D, just buy more money, plebeians. Just buy more money. Okay. All right. Rich Waldo, I still love my Gen 1 Street Fighter. It's sentimental. Always keep it. Plus, little man loves it. Yeah, that's huge.
Hey, I was in a real arcade and they had a small bar in the back. I'm talking a real arcade, actual arcade machines. And they had a little bar in the back with a bunch of Arcade1Ups lined up, and I ran in there to play those.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah. Because it was just like, because I had never played on the Star Wars before and a few of the other ones. So it was just cool seeing them in person and getting to play with them.
Yeah. Yeah. I love the real arcades, man. I can't wait to go back to them. That's to me, like, you can't get any better because it's so much more solid and it plays, the structure of it's just so much better.
So who's going to Cleveland?
Oh, really? We're back here, huh, Phil? That's
I'm
good.
planning
Who's all going?
on it to cover iArcade. We'll see. I'm planning on it.
Okay. All right. Ryan, you going?
No, I've got some other trips lined up, but if they're coming to the West Coast, I'd be down for California. So,
wait, where
are you at? Oregon?
I'm in Oregon, so I'm down. If you come to Oregon, the conventions, there's no sales tax, you guys. So just bring your cash and you can get some good stuff.
Do they even have any conventions in Oregon?
The big PRGE is the biggest one in the United States. The retro, believe it or not.
The man is starving for a convention, folks.
They also have PAX West in Seattle, and
really?
I'd like to think about maybe going to that. We'll see. That's more of a current gen stuff.
PAX. Okay.
I think TechBuzz has a huge production plan for that. For the Cleveland.
Right? We'll be
Expo,
watching you
right?
guys' streams when you go to Cleveland. That'll be awesome.
Yeah, I'm taking my mobile studio. I'm going to be, I'm working with the Cleveland guys. I'm going to have probably like 6 cameras set up. I know At Games wants to sponsor a giveaway, and that's the only thing they're doing. Just putting it out there. They're going to sponsor giveaways for the audience and people that are there. So I'm not getting anything. I got to be transparent here, Dan.
Yeah, you do.
I mean, that's the word, right? I'm getting zero compensation. I'm getting zero because otherwise I'll end up on the headline of the Rexer show, and I don't want to encroach in that and be part of that laundry list. So so right now that's the plan, and then I have my kids talked about taking my live view and walking the floor and doing interviews so we could cut right to them on the show floor for those that are watching online. And then come back to us at the booth where, people are coming up or, trying to tackle me. I think that's what P-Dub said he was going to try to tackle me, or Michael B. One of the two.
Well, Michael All Trade says, lies, Steven. You told me that they would give me a donut at the booth.
Now, Mo, that was between you and I. Okay.
He just outed you.
Don't be putting that out on the air. You know what I'm saying? On D-Low. Come on now.
All right. Well, I'm going to try to make it out there. I don't know that I'll be able to do it with this move happening and health issues. I know that Phil and Mike and all my crew are.
We're going to make this happen.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
I would like to. I know, Steve, you kind of had mentioned something which I still haven't owned yet, so I'm not sure about that, but we'll see. I would really like to see you guys. I think it'd be really cool. But Music Mike reminded me real quick, and I want to do this. So I'm gonna because I just made this.
How retro are you?
Oh, okay, guys. Sorry. All right. How retro are you guys? So I got some questions, and some from the game, some I came up with myself. So if you have the answer, the first one to yell it out, and I might not get it because you guys might do it at the same time. So let's do this. So what links these three clues together? Ram Man, Trapjaw, and Orko.
Masters of the Universe.
Universe.
All right, that was I heard the loudest. That was Brooklyn. What convenient snack hit the scene in 1981, comes in a patented sealed bag, and takes approximately 2.5 to 3.5 minutes to prepare?
Hot Pocket. I don't know.
That was my guess originally. Popcorn.
Hmm.
Microwave popcorn. All right, let's do the math. Number of candles on Samantha's cake in the John Hughes film, and number of members in the Breakfast Club.
16. Oh, sorry. I was thinking about a different movie.
No, you were. Yours is the right movie, but you got to add. Plus the number of members in the Breakfast Club.
21.
Yep, 21. Good job, Phil. All right. Okay, who can spell this? Let me do Ryan. You haven't engaged yet. So who can spell? You got to spell Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Wow.
Wow, come on, Ryan. Just sounded
Way to
out.
throw him under the bus. Jeez.
All right, Steve, let's hear it from you.
Wait a second. Don't throw me under the bus now.
Come on, guys. Jean-Claude
Jean.
Uh-huh.
Someone want to take the second part?
CLAUDE.
Yep.
Okay.
Van, V-A-N.
Okay.
This is the tricky one.
Really?
DAMME, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, it's
You
in
got
the
that.
chat now. People are Googling it.
I know,
Oh,
people
yeah.
are like, what's going on? All right, what popular
Alexa, how do you spell Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Hopefully no one's
Oh,
Alexa.
my mic's on? Sorry.
What popular new menu item did McDonald's introduce nationwide in 1983 as an alternative to their burger-based menu? 1983.
Chicken nuggets.
Yep, chicken nuggets. Look at you, right? All right, I think we're tied. Wait, no, Steve, you haven't guessed one yet, have you? Okay. We'll do this one between Steve and let's do Brooklyn Menace. Let's do Steve and Brooklyn Menace. So yeah, the first one to get the correct answer wins. We have been described as a new wave synth pop and electronic rock. We released a 6
Devo?
albums. What's up?
Devo?
No, close. We released 6 albums in the 80s, including Music for the Masses and Some Great Reward. And the last one that's really easy. You guys have an idea yet? We believe that people are people.
Oh, yeah. Human League?
No.
I'm reading the chat.
You got
No, I know. I can. You know what? I can sing the song, but I don't know the name of the group.
In the early 80s, Brooklyn was already almost a teenager. I was just like 3 or 4 years old.
I was 50 in the early 80s.
Oh, it was Depeche Mode. The chat's blowing up. The chat is blowing up. Okay. What
Is it Depeche Mode?
Yeah, it's Depeche Mode.
How do I not know that? They're one of my favorite groups.
All right. What primetime sitcom featured a character that ate cats?
Alf.
Okay, Mike, you have to answer this to get it correct. What does ALF stand for?
Alien life form.
Nice. Look at you.
Nice, Mike.
All right. What's the best-selling NES game ever?
Super Mario
Super Mario
Brothers.
Brothers 3.
Mike,
Yeah.
Mike, you got that. Super Mario Brothers. Good try, Ryan. And they sold over 40 million. That's crazy. Highest grossing arcade in 1984.
Pac-Man.
Asteroids.
1984.
Oh.
Those are like late 70s for Asteroids. And
70s.
Pac-Man was 80. Yeah.
Pac-Man was what, 82, 80?
No, it was 80.
Galaga.
Nope.
Versus
Mike?
Mario Brothers.
What's up?
Versus Mario Brothers.
Nope.
Is that 85?
Donkey Kong.
I was
Nope.
going to say Donkey Kong, but yeah.
Space Invaders was 70s too.
Yeah, that was 70s.
You guys
Yeah,
might
might have
not
been
agree.
Dragon's Lair.
It's pole position.
Really?
Yeah.
It's
Wow.
that.
I remember you were talking about the game that you would like to come out for Arcade1Up, the one where you hit the buttons. And
Track and
right
field?
right next to the track and field in the laundromat where I would play, it was pole position. Those were the 2 games in there.
Which I'm surprised. I was actually, when I was doing research on the highest grossing, right, financially, it may not have been the #1 game during that year. I thought it was Qbert that was the game of the year. Or maybe that was 1983.
I don't think anyone was going to get that one.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Fine. Who created Qbert?
Warren Davis.
Yes, Warren Davis. Good. I love that guy. I got to push that book as much as I can that he just put out. First Garbage Pail Kid.
It's
Atom Bomb.
Atom Bomb. There you go.
Yeah,
I have
Atom
it. I have the card. I should have
Used to
been
have them
able
all.
to.
But
Dude, we all did. I think I'm so bummed. I don't
it's
know.
like what Oliver Twist. There was.
I still have them all in mint
Do you really?
condition. Yeah.
Are you serious?
No, those got to be worth.
Yeah, and they're going for like a couple of grand each
No,
card.
no,
something.
no.
Adam.
If they're graded, I saw an Atom Bomb just because I was doing research for this for $14,999.
Oh my!
Yeah. I have them in mint condition.
Jeez, that's crazy. That is so.
Should I take them out during the show and just like take the stickers off and stick them on things?
Dude, oh my gosh.
People would freak out.
I would friend you. I would so. Oh man, that's awesome. Okay.
My parents didn't let me have them. I would.
Oh really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I never had them
Let me
either.
have those. And they
I
wouldn't
had
let
them
me
for a
have
little
G.I.
bit, but
Joes
yeah,
either.
that's
Yeah, I have a ton of
yeah,
them.
it's the same thing.
I just collected them when they first came out, and I've had them in like little plastic,
And the gum was
card
probably
holders.
the
so-
worst.
Wow, that's well. Here's advice from Papa Brad. He says, stick it on your iArcade Gold. It'll make it worth more.
That will never happen. That will trigger my OCD.
That's probably. Three of you were too young for them. Probably MG. That's probably true. I loved them. I was obsessed with them. In fact, I got the books all on them. I just thought they were great, like to rip on politics and things like that. It was just great. All right, here's the last one that I'll ask. First MTV video.
I want my
Video
MTV.
killed the radio star.
Yep, video killed the radio star by who?
I was there when that launched, so
Were you
I
really?
remember. Yes, I
Okay.
was watching it when they turned that channel on.
Okay, so who sang that?
Look, let's not get ridiculous here. I named the song.
The Buggles, man. You remember the Buggles? Oh yeah, that's glorious. That is awesome. Oh, anyways. Well, I think that's it. It's a good show. We've been going for a little bit longer than we normally do, so I appreciate you guys being on here. Is there anything else we need to kind of talk about or chat about or discuss? We can do that next week too. You guys are always welcome to come on. I got a lot of people who want to come on, so I gotta kind of space it out. But just know that you guys are loved. Seriously, this community. I did this challenge called the Goonies Never Say Die Challenge, and I really hope that catches on in some regards, at least for the content creators to kind of take it seriously and go, you know what? Even as cheesy as this is, we all need serious encouragement. You know, and if I can add a little bit of encouragement to people, like, shoot, I'm going to do that for sure. And you know, I just appreciate all you guys and appreciate anybody who's watching still. You guys have just been going off on the chat, which I'm super thankful for, and yeah, I'm just blessed by you guys. So thank you so much.
Same here. I really truthfully do enjoy all your guys' content, all your shows. They get me through my long drives to and between and home from work every day, and I always enjoy everybody's content.
Awesome, you guys. All right, thanks, Steve, for being on here, man. I know you got a busy schedule, brother, so I appreciate that. You too, Brooklyn and Ryan. I know you guys all are busy with family and stuff like that. So, Bobby Boo, thanks for watching, everybody. Stock Jock, Ralphie, Multicade Matt, Nerd Lounge, Papa Brad. There's too many to name. Andy's Game Room, Moat. We got P-Dubs on here for a little while. B Kong, Stupid Fat Hobbit, Ritual Dello, Goofy Foot, Console Fanboy, Stupid Fat Hobbit, all that stuff. So you guys, thank you so much, and we will see you guys very soon on the next one. We'll talk to you guys soon.
See you guys.